This is the story of two crazy kids who built a truck camper from scratch, sold everything they owned, and hit the road in search of something new.
I think that we're those crazy kids.
6 months and over 4,000 miles later, we found ourselves in North Idaho. We purchased 20 acres of untouched land and immediately got to work. Through constructing our pole barn house, surviving our first winter, creating an off-grid power system, battling a massive road project, and building our shipping container workshop, countless lessons have been learned. 3 years and thousands of hours later, we found ourselves in a place that we thought would only ever be a dream. And with that, welcome to our home.
This is the spot where it all began. Not because we wanted it to, but because this is as far as we could get our truck. Things have changed a lot since then, and let's go check it out. If you're a new viewer, welcome to our off-grid property. And if you're a returning viewer, you're going to want to keep watching because I've hidden some Easter eggs around here that are major clues about what we're up to next. It's winter in North Idaho, which means it's cold. So let's head into the house and Courtney's going to show you around. Every time I walk up these stairs, I have to just laugh at myself because it was so typical of our projects around here. I thought I'd had this clever plan that we'd build the stairs in the shop where it was nice and warm. Then all we had to do is haul them out here and hoist them into place. But then they didn't fit. This time last year, you watched us racing to finish this deck project, and I had no idea just how valuable it was going to be to us. It gave us a covered place to park our car, a dry place to store firewood. We've got this solar awning above us, which allows us a dry place to kick off our shoes. We have a big table for entertaining friends and family. I've got my grill up here. This deck literally doubled our living space, and we take advantage of every inch of it.
Welcome to our home. Our house is 480 square feet. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. It has everything we need and nothing we don't, especially now that Oliver's here. The living room is the room that we spend the most time in. One of my favorite features of our living room is our wood-burning stove. If you guys were along for that journey, you'll know it's one of the first things that we moved up here, and that was a really big turning point for me on this build because that was the moment where it felt like we were actually gonna have a home. I want to be completely honest, our house does not normally look like this, so we spent a long time cleaning before you guys showed up. To make the most out of this small space, the living room flows straight into the kitchen, so let's go check that out. Our morning routine is really important to both of us. We're the calm before the storm of the day, and it's when we get to really spend some quality time together as a family. Those mornings start right here at the coffee bar. Riley likes his coffee black. I'm more of a latte girl, and so that's what we've got set up over here. Then the rest of our day goes to chaos, and we don't really know what's gonna happen, but we usually try to make it over here for dinner. We had to make some sacrifices in other areas, but we were able to stuff a full-size kitchen in our tiny house, and that's because cooking is really important to us. When it came to designing our home, Riley and I didn't disagree that often, but this section right here was probably one of our biggest arguments, and that was whether or not to have a dishwasher. I'm really glad that Riley won this one. So here's our dishwasher. When we started this build, we had nothing up here. We had no power, we had no water, and we were responsible for bringing all of that up ourselves. And so when we designed our kitchen, we really had that in mind. Everything's intended to be low flow and low consumption. This drawer dishwasher has been amazing because it uses a fraction of the water and it actually gets our dishes clean. So Riley, thank you for convincing me to put this in our kitchen. This is pretty much a normal kitchen, so I'm not gonna run you through everything, but I will show you some of the other unique features that we integrated in. If you ever visit us, we're probably gonna have to train you on this one because this is not a normal kitchen sink. A normal kitchen sink you turn on by doing this. But nothing happens because we actually added a foot pedal. That means when we're doing dishes by hand, we use a fraction of the water because we only turn the water on when we need it. When we built this kitchen, our power system was very limited, so we did go with propane, but this is the only propane appliance on our entire property. Plus, we both really love cooking with gas. We've never had a full-size fridge. We've lived in a shipping container, we've lived in a truck camper, and we're so used to living in fridges that are like this big, and so having a full-size fridge has been amazing. To make the most of this space, our house doesn't have any closets. We tried to just integrate storage into each room, and so this has kind of turned into what I would call our pantry, our junk drawer, because everyone needs a junk drawer, but I'm not going to show you. Dog drawer, cleaning, baby, computers, everything. Oh, and our microwave. The next room is a room that I absolutely love the way it turned out, so let's head into the bathroom. This room was a ton of work. We spent way more time than we had originally planned on making it, but I'm so glad that we did because it's turned into this retreat where after a long, stressful day, I can come take a hot shower and just unwind. We took a lot of inspiration from the bathroom in our shipping container house for this wall over here. We built this cabinetry ourselves because we really wanted to take advantage of the space and pack in as much storage as we could. So this is a custom vanity with 2 really deep drawers with a ton of storage. And then we built this cabinet as big as we absolutely could. This holds our linens, our towels, and lots of baby stuff. One of the design challenges we had on this build was that we bought the windows before we designed our space. We actually went down and we bought in-stock windows so that we could keep making progress on the build, which meant we had this window before we designed the bathroom. And I love what you can see out the window, so I really wanted to bring that in, and that was the inspiration for the design on the shower. Keeping with the theme of being conservative with our resources, we did a low flow shower head in here, and then the sink faucet is motion, so it only turns on when you have your hands under it. And I don't think that I can't not talk about the toilet because this is one of the most asked questions on our channel is about our toilet because it's not a normal toilet. We burn our poop. This is an electric incineration toilet, which means there's no water involved and no drain. We put a coffee filter in the top, we do our business, we hit this button and it drops it down into a chamber where it burns it into a tiny little pile of ash. So real quick, I'll answer the top 3 questions that we get about this toilet because I'm sure you're also wondering. Question number 1, without beating around the bush, yes, you can pee and poop in it. Question number 2, yes, you can use it back to back. So even if someone has already dumped their load, you just go to the bathroom and you close it and you hit the button again and it adds it to the fiery chamber of poo. And question number 3, what was question number 3?
Does it smell?
No, 0 smells. Because of the fan that you can probably hear running right now, it's constantly pulling fresh air from here and venting that smell out. So it actually smells less than a conventional toilet. This was supposed to be a temporary solution for us, but I think we've both gotten pretty accustomed to it and we'll probably just use it forever. My plan was to continue this tour through the bedroom, but the baby's asleep, so maybe we're gonna jump to a tour of the shop.
Have you ever Googled yourself? I hadn't until this July and I was shocked by what I found. So I started Googling other people, friends, family, neighbors, and I was finding the same information. With just your name, I can probably find your home address, your phone number, who you're married to, and so much more. How does this happen to anyone, including my family members that don't even have the internet? I was surprised to find out that data brokers crawl the web and compile information about you based on government and public records. They then sell that information to other data brokers, and that starts the domino effect of your private information being plastered all over the internet. This can lead to identity theft, real theft, and a major invasion of privacy. Delete Me's mission is simple: to remove their customers' information from search results. And it actually works. After signing up, Delete Me asked a few questions about me, and their experts got to work removing my personal information. 7 days later, I received a privacy report showing that Delete Me had reviewed over 5,000 listings and removed my personal information from 54 of them. And on top of the immediate results, Delete Me continues to scan and remove my personal information every 3 months. I'm usually skeptical of something that just sounds too easy, but I've been using Delete Me now for over 6 months, and it really is that simple. Head to joindeleteme.com/strikes20 and use the code strikes20 for 20% off. And thanks again to Delete Me for getting my privacy back. This is the shop. Well, it's also our house, but it's mostly the shop. This is a 30 by 40, 1,200 square foot post frame building that Courtney and I built ourselves. We had never built anything like this before in our lives, and it was so intimidating. But it's also one of the most rewarding projects I've ever done. And at this time, 2 years ago, this building didn't even have a door. Courtney and I built this bifold hanger door ourselves and literally got it done as the snow started falling. And so, welcome to the shop. This space has turned out nicer than I could have ever imagined it in my wildest dreams. I have a lifelong passion for building and making, and just in the last 3 years on this channel, you've seen us build a truck camper from scratch, convert our army truck into a dump truck, build snow tracks for our Jeep, countless woodworking projects, building this entire building, this massive snowblower for our army truck, and much, much more. And I am so proud of the space that we have built. So let's check it out. Starting over here in the corner is our 4x8 CNC plasma table, our welding table, and our welder. This is sort of the fabrication corner where we can make anything we want out of steel. All we have to do is imagine it. This CNC plasma table helps us cut it out and we can weld it together. As we move around, we sort of get into the mechanic zone where I've got my nice big tool chest where all of my tools are in one spot. They're organized. I know right where everything is. This corner over here is actually sort of more like the mud room, and this goes hand in hand with our apartment upstairs. We have a washer and dryer, cabinets for all of our clothes. It keeps everything inside where it doesn't get dirty because we're in a shop that's also our house. We've got a wood stove to keep us warm all winter long. We've got tools stored under the stairs over here. And sort of the backbone that makes it all work is this awesome storage system. Each one of these bays right here has a specialized purpose. And so all we have to do is open it up when we're doing that type of work. So here we've got the automotive one. And if I'm working on an automotive project, I open up this bay. If we're working on a woodworking project, I just open up this bay. And then all of the tools that we need are right there, organized and ready to use. On this side, we've got storage for work in progress projects. And finally, all the jacks and jack stands and stuff I need for working on mechanic stuff. This is hands down my favorite room in the entire property. I can't believe that I get to call this awesome shop my shop. What do you guys think? What should I build next? Drop it in the comments below and let me know what you think our next project in this shop should be. Oh, I think Oliver's up from his nap. So let's go finish the tour upstairs.
Welcome to my office. This is one of the last spaces that we built, and this space has been incredible, especially now that Oliver's here. It means I can come out, I can get away from the chaos, and I can get work done. And so I'm very thankful that we built this space.
What do you think, Oliver? Do you like this space?
He doesn't get to hang out here very much. Maybe because there's a hole in the floor.
Oh yeah, we still haven't finished that part.
This was version 1 of entering our apartment. Our first winter, we hadn't built the deck yet, and we needed a way to get upstairs. And so we had a staircase that came up right here, and we entered into our bedroom. We decided to keep this door because I actually really like having 2 points of ingress egress to the house. Hi, Bailey. You want to come out? Because our house is only a 1-bedroom, we knew that we were going to be sharing a room with Oliver. This area of the bedroom has kind of become Oliver's nursery. So we have a fold-down changing table with diapers, wipes, everything he needs. And now I'm going to address the tent in the room. Because Oliver sleeps in the tent. Because this is only a 1-bedroom house, we knew we were going to be sharing our bedroom with Oliver. I started looking for ways to make this space work for both of us, and that's when I found this baby tent. It means that we can put him to bed for the night, but we can still use our room. We can turn the lights on. We can watch TV with our projector. It lets us both share this space, and for now it's working really well.
Oliver, buddy, do you want to give him a tour of your room? Nice room, buddy.
Our bedroom is small, but it has everything we need, including a king-size bed, bedside tables, and this massive wardrobe. Whoa, good job! That's it for the inside tour. This is only a tiny part of our property, so let's head outside and show you everything else.
Building this building was just the beginning because even after we moved into the apartment, we were still completely reliant on our truck camper for all of our utilities, for showers, for a kitchen, for a refrigerator, for hot water, for electricity. We depended on our truck camper. The next 2 years were spent getting all of those utilities set up here so we could actually live here. The first major upgrade we made to the rest of the property was this shed. And it might sound crazy that a shed was our first major upgrade, but before this, we were storing our tools in a trash can and our firewood was outside covered in snow. And getting it up here was an adventure in itself. Thanks again, Jason. Even more important than power on this property is water. Courtney and I haul every single gallon of water that we use up here in 300-gallon IBC totes, and we store it in an underground cistern behind the shop. We haven't drilled a well because wells on this hill are very low producing and very deep and very expensive. But over the summer, I had this harebrained idea to just start digging in a wet spot and see what would happen. And I found water. This is our shallow well, and over the last few months, we've pumped more than 3,000 gallons out of this well, and it keeps producing water. And I think our plan is going to be to turn this into our permanent water solution. More on that in a future video. Our first winter, our road was terrible, and we thought we were going to have to snowshoe in and out every day. But instead, we built the Snowverlander. Courtney and I built custom snow tracks for this Jeep, and we would use this Jeep to track in and out down to the main road where we left our other car. This thing started as a tool to haul building materials up here, give us access to our home, but it's so much fun that now it's turned into a toy, and we're gonna keep using it every winter. On this property, we are completely off-grid, which means that we are responsible for all of our own utilities, including power and water. Let's go check out how we power this place. This is our power plant. The solar panels on the roof of this, combined with the solar panels over our deck, give us more than 14,000 watts of solar power, which powers us most of the year. When the sun is shining, we take that solar power and we dump it into our 60,000 watt hours of lithium batteries, which then power inverters to power everything else. During the winter months, when it's dark and gray, we rely on our 1980s MEP-004 military generator to pick up the slack. New this winter, we just installed this auto start propane generator, which we thought was gonna make things way easier around here, but it turns out to have a blown up engine. Luckily, we still have the trusty old military generator to get us by until then. If you'd like to learn more about this system, how we built it, how it works, we have a ton of videos on it on our channel. Check out the links in the description below. Another addition this winter is this brand new equipment shed, and it makes a place for us to put all of our stuff under the weather. Our stuff is out of the weather so it doesn't become under the weather. The two shipping containers give us 600 square feet of weather-tight storage, while the span in the middle gives us 1,000 square feet to park all of our equipment.
Riley and I started this journey with zero equipment experience, but if we've learned anything through all of our projects, it's that it's really important to have the right equipment for the job. And so last winter, Riley surprised me with my skid steer. This is a Cat 289D. And it made all of my dreams come true. If I had to give this thing a nickname, it would be the jack of all trades. We own over a dozen implements for it now, and I can't imagine not owning it. This skid steer is a beast when it comes to clearing snow, and I cannot wait for the snow to start falling.
You got your mama's sunshine, you got your daddy's rain. You're like a piece of heaven in a hurricane.
Welcome to our rooftop deck.
Giving this property tour has been an opportunity for me to reflect on just how far we've come on this place. It has been a long road to get here, from living in our truck camper with literally nothing to everything that we have now. Courtney and I have done it together every step of the way, and I can't imagine living a life any different than the one we're living.
I am so thankful that we get to bring our son Oliver up on this property. This is our slice of paradise that we have fought tooth and nail for, and it just feels so amazing.
This is only the beginning of projects on this property, and so if you saw any of my Easter eggs I hid, make sure to drop it in the comments below because I want to see how many of them you found.
If you'd like to learn more about anything that you saw in this video today, you can head to our channel to check out those videos.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.